Picture this for a moment. Two people start working at the same company on the same day. They're hired for the same role. They earn the same salary. They live in the same city and face the same cost of living. Fast forward 10 years. One of them has quietly built a net worth close to $300,000. The other has maybe a few $1,000s in savings, a car loan, and not much else. Same income, same opportunities, same decade. So what created such a massive difference? It wasn't luck, it wasn't inheritance, and it wasn't some secret investment strategy. The real difference was how they thought about their paycheck. One person treated money as something to spend. The other treated money as something to deploy. That tiny mental shift created a massive gap in their financial future. And that shift has a name: the owner mindset. The way most people are taught to use money. Most of us grow up hearing the same financial advice. Work hard, earn a paycheck, spend what you need, save whatever happens to be left. At first glance, that sounds responsible. But people who consistently build wealth follow a completely different order. They don't earn, spend, then save. They earn, invest, and only then spend what remains. The paycheck is the same, but the destination of that money becomes completely different. A realistic example. Let's imagine someone named Marcus. Marcus is 28 years old. He works a solid job earning about $55,000 per year. Every month he pays his rent, covers his car payment, buys groceries, and maybe sets aside a small amount into a savings account. After that, he spends whatever is left. Marcus isn't reckless. In fact, he's doing exactly what society told him to do. Study hard, get a stable job, save a little when you can. The problem? Marcus has been doing this for 6 years, yet his net worth has barely moved. He isn't drowning in debt, but he isn't building real wealth either. Financially speaking, he's running in place.
The employee mindset. This pattern represents what we could call the employee mindset. The thinking goes something like this. I trade my time for money, I use that money to live my life, and whatever is left over is what I save. This approach feels logical, but it has a serious limitation. Your income has a ceiling. Your expenses usually don't. The trap of lifestyle inflation. When people begin earning more money, something subtle often happens. Their lifestyle expands to match their income. A slightly nicer apartment, a newer car, more dinners out, more subscriptions. Before long, the higher paycheck simply funds a more expensive lifestyle. I've seen people earning $150,000 per year who feel just as financially stressed as someone earning $50,000. Why? Because their expenses rose at the same speed as their income. Their lifestyle improved, but their wealth didn't. They're still financially dependent on their next paycheck. If they stop working, the income stops too. That's a heavy psychological burden, whether people admit it or not. The shift that changes everything. Now, here's something many people misunderstand. Adopting the owner mindset does not mean quitting your job or launching a startup. The real shift is much simpler. It's learning to direct a portion of your income toward assets that produce returns. In other words, you begin using your paycheck to build things that pay you back. That's what owners do. They don't just spend money. They allocate it strategically. Seeing money as a tool. Once you start thinking like an owner, every dollar gets a new question attached to it. Instead of asking, "What can I buy with this?" you begin asking, "What can this dollar build?" That doesn't mean you stop enjoying life. It simply means assets come before lifestyle spending, because assets are what eventually pay for that lifestyle. What is an asset? In simple terms, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket without requiring your constant time and effort. Examples include stocks, index funds, rental properties, Businesses, royalties or intellectual property. Employees primarily earn money from their labor. Owners earn money from assets. A simple investing example. Let's make this practical. Imagine investing $400 every month. That's roughly $13 per day. If that money goes into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund and earns around 10% annually on average, something powerful happens. After 10 years, you could have roughly $90,000. After 20 years, that grows to around $300,000. After 30 years, it can exceed $790,000. And remember, you didn't launch a company. You didn't work a second job. You simply redirected money that was already flowing through your life into an investment that compounds over time. What you actually own when you invest. When you invest in an index fund tracking the S&P 500, you're not buying a random number on a screen. You're purchasing small ownership stakes in real companies like Apple, Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, hundreds of others. These businesses have employees building products, selling services, and generating profits every day. As a shareholder, part of that value flows back to you. So you're no longer earning income only from your own labor, you're earning from the productivity of the global economy. Starting small is completely fine. When people hear numbers like $400 a month, many feel discouraged. Maybe your budget feels tight. That's okay. The amount isn't the most important part. The habit is. You can start with $50 or $100 per month. What matters is creating the automatic system that builds wealth in the background. The power of automation. One powerful strategy is something called dollar-cost averaging. This simply means investing the same amount of money at regular intervals regardless of what the market is doing. By doing this, you remove emotional decision-making. You avoid trying to time the market. You build consistency. It's not exciting, but boring strategies are often the most effective ones. Where to put your investments. The type of account you invest in also matters. Each one offers different tax advantages. A common strategy looks like this. Step 1. Employer retirement plan. If your employer offers a retirement plan with a matching contribution, start there. An employer match is essentially free money. For example, if a company matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary, someone earning $55,000 could receive $1,650 per year simply for participating. Leaving that match unused is like turning down part of your paycheck. Step 2. Roth IRA. Next comes a Roth IRA. For 2026, individuals under 50 can contribute up to $7,500 per year. The advantage? Your investments grow tax-free, and withdrawals during retirement are also tax-free. If $7,500 grows into $75,000 over time, the gains are not taxed. That's incredibly powerful. Step 3. Health savings account. If you have a high-deductible health plan, you may qualify for a health savings account. In 2026, individuals can contribute up to $4,400. HSAs are often called the most tax-efficient investment account available because they offer 3 advantages. Contributions reduce your taxable income, investments grow tax-free, and withdrawals from medical expenses are tax-free. Many people don't even realize they can invest the money inside an HSA. Step 4. Taxable brokerage account. Once those options are maxed out, you can invest additional money through a regular brokerage account. While it doesn't offer the same tax benefits, it still allows you to build a diversified portfolio. Why people still struggle to invest. Even when people understand the math of investing, many still hesitate to start. The reason isn't laziness, it's human psychology. One major factor is something called present bias. We naturally place higher value in rewards we can experience immediately. Spending $200 today on something enjoyable provides an instant emotional reward. Investing $200 gives you nothing you can feel right now. The benefit exists in the future, and our brains aren't always good at prioritizing that.
Fear of losing money. Another powerful psychological force is loss aversion.
Studies show we feel the pain of losing money about twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining it. So when the market drops, fear can take over. People panic, they sell their investments. But historically, every major market downturn has eventually been followed by recovery. Those who panic often lock in losses. Those who stay invested usually recover and grow their wealth over time. The moment it clicks. Many investors remember the first time their money earned income without their effort. Maybe it's the first dividend payment. Maybe it's interest or capital gains. Even if the amount is small, the realization can be powerful. You begin to see that money can work independently of your time. That's when the owner mindset truly begins. Thinking in decades, not days. Once you adopt this mindset, you stop treating the stock market like a casino. You stop checking your portfolio every day. Instead, you focus on the long game. Business owners don't sell their entire company just because of one bad quarter. They think in years and decades. Investing works the same way. Turning your paycheck into a wealth machine. Eventually, something subtle but powerful happens. Your paycheck stops feeling like something that only pays your bills. It becomes fuel for a financial engine that is quietly growing in the background. Every contribution adds another brick, and over time, those bricks build something substantial. That's the quiet power of compound growth. Practical steps you can take today. If you want to start building the owner mindset, here are some simple actions. First, capture your employer match. Log into your retirement account and make sure you're contributing enough to receive the full company match. Open a Roth IRA. Platforms like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab allow you to open one online in minutes. Set up automatic monthly contributions. Automate your investments. Schedule transfers the day after your paycheck arrives. When money moves automatically, you won't feel tempted to spend it. Track your net worth. Instead of focusing only on income, start monitoring your total assets minus your debts. Watching that number slowly grow can be incredibly motivating. The real secret behind wealth. The truth is, the gap between people who build wealth and those who struggle financially isn't always about income. It often comes down to a simple shift in thinking. One group sees money as something to consume. The other sees money as something to own and deploy. And over time, that difference compounds. Quiet monthly investments may never go viral on social media. No one celebrates the moment you put $200 into an index fund. But 20 years later, when your investments are producing income while you sleep, that's when the impact becomes clear. That's when the owner mindset reveals its true power.